Hello and most welcome to 1662 of the series. We are today continuing from 1659 with the article by Sanghwan Lee. Jesus, the holder of the 7 stars in his right hand. And last time in 1659, we were looking at how the both sides of the coin, the head and tails of the coin, the verso and the recto, the imperial insignia and his inheritor, Caesar Flavius, are one and the same thing, and therefore different. And we managed to go all the way to page 347. It seems that I'm begun to read faster. I hope that's a good thing. We were getting into the complicated details here because it's reference to photos you cannot see. And I will try to do this as much as I can to explain it as it goes. It's not ideal for a readout. But we are continuing to talking about DCCT, which is the coin. And this is the second paragraph, a sub-rubric called to the iconography. And let's go further into this double take of the coin. Bear with me, so to speak. As the image above, figure 1, exhibits the iconography of the DCCT, consists of 3 major parts. The 7 encircling stars, the naked infant, and 3, the sphere. These elements were not uncommon to Greco-Roman coinage. In fact, each image individually appears in various coin types, although an infant less commonly appears. What is unique about the DCCT? However, is that Domitian put these 3 elements into a single image with the legend mentioned above in order to forge his imperial message. In his numismatic study in relation to revelation, Jansen provides the following analysis of the iconography. One, the 7 stars are planetary or astrological references representing deification and cosmic power. The infant is Caesar deified as a baby Jupiter and the Son of God. The globe is the earth. Based on these interpretations, Jansen's avers our texts reflect awareness of these issues by blatantly usurping this imagery to describe a different Son of God. It is Jesus, the Christians of the Apocalypse claim, who holds the 7 stars and is world conqueror. I agree with Jansen's conclusion that the description of Revelation 1:16a likely carries a subversive overtone against the imperial message embedded in the DCCT. However, I disagree with some of his interpretations pertaining to the iconography of the coin. Since the analysis of the image on the reverse side of the coin serve as a basis for exegetical and theological interpretations of Revelation 1:16a, I will offer alternate interpretations of the iconography on the coins. The 7 encircling stars. One of the features of the reverse image is the presence of 7 encircling stars. Numismatists generally agree that a star in coinage serves as a major symbol of deification for the members of the imperial family. This convention, according to Gwyneth MacIntyre, was established due to the one, the appearance of a comet at Julius Caesar's funeral games, and 2, the official deification of Julius Caesar in 42 before the Common Era. However, what appears in the DCCT is not just a single star, but 7 stars encircling a deceased imperial family member. Thus, the 7 stars should not simply be identified with deification without critical evaluation. As for the identity of the 7 stars, scholars are not in agreement as to what the stars represent. Various possibilities have been suggested. One, the Pleiades. 2, the Sun, Moon, and all 5 well-known planets: Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn. All 3 Ursa Major. Among these options, the most convincing candidate seems to be the last option, given the Roman numismatic evidence. According to numismatic evidence, there were several imperial coins prior to the Domitian that contain the 7 stars on the reverse side. For example, Robert S. McIver points to 3 types of coins that were minted on the island of Crete during the reigns of Caligula and Claudius to celebrate divine Augustus. Significantly, all of these coins depict on the reverse side Augustus as being surrounded by the 7 stars. It is also noteworthy that the 7 encircling star motif almost exclusively appears on Cretan coin iconography that identifies the 7 stars with the 7 plough oxen in the context of a Greek myth preserved in Arastos' Phenomena. According to the mythic story, 2 nurses served Zeus during his stay on Crete, and in response to their hospitality, Zeus rewarded these women with immortality by raising them to the sky as Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. When the Romans adopted this myth, as Jean and Svoronos notes, they referred to the 7 brightest stars in Ursa Major as the 7 plough oxen. Believing that Zeus Jupiter formed them when he granted Elis and Cynosure immortality. Concerning the meaning of the 7 stars in the myth, Michael R. Molnar remarks that the 7 plough oxen symbolized eternity. Because as circumpolar stars, they never set, which is true. Placed on coins commemorating a death, they signified immortality or everlasting life in the afterworld. And in this case, that would be spent in the cosmos. Consequently, in the Romans' minds, a soul could ascend to the 7 stars of Ursa Major to be rewarded with immortality. According to this understanding, the 7 encircling stars that appear on the 3 types of coins mentioned above represent the domain of the blessed dead who received immortality. The encircling 7 stars iconography appeared on the new coinage of Vespasian and Titus. New figures are now associated with such iconography on the reverse of the coins. Zeus is depicted as standing armed with a thunderbolt and being surrounded by 7 stars with a legend, Zeus Critagenis. Notice that the 7 stars, as in the case of the 3 types of coins related to divine Augustus, are associated with the Cretan myth once again. For this reason, Svoronus reasonably identifies them as either Ursa Major or Ursa Minor. If this indeed is the case, then the 7 stars on the coinage of Vespasian or Titus, whether identified with Ursa Major or Ursa Minor, represent the domain of the blessed dead who received immortality. Concerning the 7 stars that appeared in the DCCT, MacIver identifies them as the 7 plough oxen based on 2 clues. One, the number of stars. 2, the location of the stars. If this identification stands, then one can assume that Domitian was familiar with the Cretan myth and was inspired by it in minting the DCCT. In doing so, he forged his propagandic imperial message that Zeus Jupiter raised his deceased son to the domain of the blessed dead and rewarded him with immortality. Concurring with MacIntyre notes that the 7 stars depicted in the DCCT could be meant to draw a connection with the Ursa Major constellation. He then suggests that the iconography on the coin symbolizes that Caesar is leaving his earthly father Domitian to join his spiritual mother, the Great Bear, thus promoting his apotheosis and new status in the heavens. As mentioned previously, such an imperial message identifies Domitian, the father of a deified son, with a living deity on earth. Taking these factors into account, I suggest that the 7 stars in the DCCT most likely represent the domain of the blessed dead who received immortality. The infant figure. The second feature of the reverse image in the DCCT is the infant. This baby figure has been identified with Zeus Jupiter, Domitian, or the son of Domitian. Among these possibilities, the last option seems to be the case. In support of this claim, Denier provides 3 convincing reasons. First, according to Domitian's religious policy, the emperor is Jupiter, not Domitian's son. Second, the imperial coinage never portrayed Jupiter as a child. Rather, it always depicted him as majestic and grand. Third, under the reign of Domitian, the Zeus of Ida always appeared by his attribute, the eagle. Hence, it is most likely that the infant in the DCCT should be identified with the deceased son of Domitian. Notice that the infant on the coin is naked. Which can be understood as la nudité héroïque de la divinité, the heroic nudity of divinity. As Susanna McFadden avers, nudity is more regularly associated with representations of gods in public settings, and it's rare to find the emperor in such a state of undress. Although heroic nudity is often employed in more intimate settings to imply divine association, this observation further depicts Domitian's promotion of imperial cults, reinforcing the idea of ascension and apotheosis of his deceased son. I will have to look at some quotes. We, in the early text, the first paragraph on page 347, well, the third it is, there were three interesting options. 7 stars are planetary or astrological references. The infant is Caesar deified as baby Jupiter and the Son of God. The globe is the earth-based. Jansen is indicated that this is Jesus the Christian of the Apocalypse claim. The word conqueror, the 7 encircling stars, is in itself very interesting. It points to both stellar objects, Ursa Major and giving the addition of sun and moon, you get 7, but also Ursa Major, which contains 7 stars. There is also a suggestion of the Pleiades. So 7 is reoccurring in imperial coinage, on the tail side, in the stellar objects of the celestial power, which is endowed by the gods. And if I understand it correctly, most heavenly objects, or a great sum of them, were also gods. So you see that double take is constantly reappearing in also these texts. There were also some question whether the infant figure, since being naked on page 350, could it be Jupiter, baby Jupiter? Would he actually be depicted as a nude infant? There seemed to be some indication that could be the case, whereas an emperor would not show himself off in nudity as such. So we have dichotomies here between celestial powers, gods, and what is the most down-to-earth, like commercial coins, as we mentioned in previous texts. Commerce, religion, all go together. Maybe some comments from Kalle here.
Yes, indeed. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. You are
on the same
to the microphone. Very good.
Yes, on this same very page 350, I find so he's discussing the three possible identifications:
Yes.
Zeus, Jupiter, Domitian, or the son of Domitian. And he prefers the idea of the son of Domitian. But he cannot accept that it would represent Zeus or Ida, that is Jupiter.
Yes.
But the paradox seems to be is Zeus or Ida was indeed known. The Zeus or Ida was indeed known that he appeared as a child. He was born there, as you know. He was a child. Zeus or Ida was a child. He was born on the island Crete. So why would it also be Zeus or Ida that is a child? Lee, this author of this article, Lee, cannot accept that the child is Zeus or Ida. I think the ancients were more likely to accept several interpretations at the same time.
Okay.
In this case, I have, as we both have been on the island Crete, and I remember that our group, we came from the Swedish Institute of Athens. We visited the island Crete, and we looked at the tops, the mountain peaks covered in snow, and our teacher even pointed, yes, there somewhere in the cave, Zeus was born. And then these nurses mentioned in this text, they brought him up. So that Zeus or Ida was a child.
Oh, yes.
So that is the emperor. And the paradox is that Lee wants to connect this image with Creta, but at the same time, Lee cuts this association by refusing to see the possibility that the child could also be Zeus or Ida. Do you see the paradox?
Yes, it's a paradox, definitely.
And in this, I cannot agree with Lee. I would say that all these three options are open. But I'm looking forward, perhaps he has more arguments. Do you have any, do you remember seeing any, when you visit Crete, you don't remember any things from Crete when you were there?
No, I do not. Sorry, I don't remember from my trip to Crete seeing anything about Zeus or Ida. I heard about it though, but no, I didn't visit it. Sorry.
And it's interesting that so the nurses. Let's look and so we could repeat that Zeus rewarded these women with immortality because they brought him up. He was a child.
Yes.
There was these were Cretan nurses. And let's go back to the image here. So let's suppose, for the sake of argument, this is Zeus of Ida. And this here we have Zeus of Ida brought up on the Isle of Crete as a child by these two nurses, Ursa Minor and Ursa Major. And then it would make sense. You have representatives of these nurses, reference to the Isle of Crete.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, very good.
And how would this fit with Jupiter, that is the emperor himself, Domitian? If you think about the Egyptian pharaohs, I think it's a good analogy. Always the Horus and Osiris. You have the father becomes the son, and the father becomes the son.
Oh yeah, very good. Yes, the father becomes.
So I would say that here you have the emperor both as himself the father, but also as a child, always reborn, also always reborn like a circle. So this is my interpretation so far.
Well, I like that interpretation. It stands for rebirth. It's good also that there are the two sides of the coin. One stands for the stability, and now the other one for rebirth, the future, if you like it. Very good. Indeed, yes.
Yes, perhaps we could end these musings here and continue next time if you don't want to add something.
No, I think it was good. It was it's a bit hard to read about because of the lovely pictures here. I do encourage you, if you have the time, to download it, or you better print it, I think. But think about those lovely coins. They were actually incredible when it came to make depictions. Astonishing, isn't it? You can really see the infant in its floppy arms and legs. That's quite amazing from a simple cast. Well, I say thank you very much, Kalle, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Have a very pleasant night, day, or morning, or wherever you are. Bye-bye for now.